Today I'm going to teach you the cheapest and most effective way to convert leads into appointments using AI in 2025. And this will work for you regardless of whether you're an agency owner looking to generate more leads, appointments, and ultimately sales on behalf of your clients, or you're a business owner looking to do the same for yourself. So let's get straight into it. Now, first of all, I want to clarify what I mean when I talk about an appointment. We are talking about this green highlighted section here in the holistic marketing funnel. Okay, so this is a standard lead generation marketing funnel. We have traffic at the top, we then have lead generation, we have appointment setting, and of course we have clients. And the idea of a funnel, if you haven't seen this before, I'm sure you have, is we are gradually squeezing these prospects, okay, and converting them down the buyer's journey. So we start off with traffic. Traffic comes in many forms. Traffic might be Facebook ads, it might be Instagram ads, it might be Google ads, it might be email marketing, it might even be cold outreach. Okay, so this works regardless of what traffic source you are using for your business. But ultimately what we're trying to do when we run advertisement is we're trying to generate leads for our business. Okay, and so we're trying to get people to opt in and say, hey, yeah, I'm interested in this product or service. And so they generally fill in their details on some kind of lead generation form, either on the platform you're generating traffic or on your website. Now, once we've generated leads, the thing that most people struggle with is then converting those leads into appointments. So for example, let's say you're a local dentist. You've got 1,000 people sign up to a free teeth whitening offer or a discounted teeth whitening offer. Well, now we have to make sure those people actually book themselves in for an appointment to come in and have that treatment. And this is where many people fall short because to date, right up until 2025, agencies and businesses have had to manually call through all of these leads themselves or send hundreds if not thousands of SMSs just to convert those leads into appointments. Now, with the AI boom, we do not have to do that at all. And so I'm going to be revealing a tool that we use in our agency. If you've never seen me before, I own a multi-7-figure agency, Affluent.co. I have done for now 8 years, and I mentor thousands of other agencies all over the world to generate leads, clients, and of course, money for their clients. Okay, so I know a thing or two when it comes to this, and this is a solution that I've been gagging for years, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys about. It's going to completely change your life if you're trying to appointment set right now. Now, ultimately, once we do book in those appointments, we are then looking to generate money. And I've got like some arbitrary figures here just to keep things nice and round. So you've got that, we're generating, let's say 100,000 leads, then we might 100,000 impressions, then we might get 1,000 leads, we might be able to then get 500 appointments and then ultimately 100 customers. And the only way to improve this appointment setting metric, okay, to improve the number of leads we convert into appointments is two things. Number one, to improve the appointment setting process itself, so improve the scripts and the way that we communicate, or most importantly, speed to lead. Now, I've established through generating thousands upon thousands of leads over the years that the single biggest attributing factor to increasing appointment set rate is speed to lead. This is the amount of time it takes for us to reach out to leads. With every minute, literally every single minute that a lead has opted in to your funnel, to your offer, whatever they're opting into, they're getting colder and colder and colder. So we have to reach these people in the shortest time frame possible. Now, what's the solution agency owners create? Well, they hire manual appointment setters and they give them strict deadlines. You must reach out to these leads within 10 minutes. But that's impossible if someone is opted in to this funnel in times where your appointment setters aren't even working. Whereas AI responds instantly to people, or within whatever time frame you set, 24/7. And so humans literally cannot compete with the speed to lead that AI can now help us enforce through our funnel, okay? And not only this, but AI doesn't moan, it doesn't need to be paid a crazy amount, and we can set this up using software. Game changer. So, what is the tool that we actually use to achieve this? The tool is called Appointwise. Now, I'm incredibly bullish on Appointwise. It's a very new tool, and if you're watching this video, you're probably very early to it. We're so bullish on it, they've even put my face on the website. I saw this the other day. Thank you guys, appreciate the shout out. But we talk about Appointwise quite a lot inside of our private community. And lead generation agencies that we teach are absolutely nailing it. It is an essential tool for people to use if they want to increase their conversions and decrease the amount of time and money they are spending on appointment setting. Now I'm going to put a link in the description of this video where you can sign up to Appointwise for free for 14 days. You can test this out on your business or for your clients, and then you can make the decision on whether or not this is something you want to pay for later. But I do have to warn you, when you first try this out, you are going to be hooked. Now today what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you the entire process of setting up an effective bot using Appointwise and how the system works based on our testing of it ourselves. I'm then going to show you some active client accounts that we have worked with and use the system to generate a ton of appointments. So I'm going to run you through all of that. Now, to help me, I've created a quick start guide. Okay, where can I put myself? I'm not going to get in the way. Let's put me in the middle there. It's a bit of a strange place, but we'll deal with it. I've created a quick start guide. This is a checklist going through everything you need to know in order to set up the system effectively. Again, I'm going to put a link in the description to that. You can sign up via that link. You're going to sign up to our newsletter where you'll get daily marketing emails that are going to help you improve your business, so it's a win-win. And if you drop a comment down below and let me know the reasons why you're using Appointwise and what you're trying to achieve right now, then I'll make sure you get and you receive this quick start guide in the first email you receive from me after you sign up to that link. So go and click that link and sign up now, and you'll get access to this, and you can follow this in your own time or follow it as you progress through the video. So create an Appointwise account using the 14-day free trial we have provided, and you're going to come through to the system. Now, it is going to be a little bit squished because I'm split screening right now, and obviously the UI isn't meant to be this squished. But the first thing that you're going to see is your masterclass section. And so this is a full training section from the guys at Appointwise. They've got a really comprehensive mini course that's going to teach you everything you need to know to get set up, albeit this video is going to provide you absolutely everything that you need to know, and a few extra hints and tips that you won't see on here. Maybe they'll add them after they watch this video. Next we have AI strategies. This is where we actually build our strategy out. We're going to do that in a moment. We then have an analytics page where, of course, we can analyze all of the data and our performance. We can test AI as well, so we can test our bot, which we're going to do. There's a bunch of integrations. There's, of course, billing, there's support center, and if you want to sign up to affiliate, you can do. The system also runs on a sub-account basis, and so when you sign up to Appointwise, you have the option to sign up for a solo account or a business account, as they call it. Now, this is what you want to use if you are using Appointwise for your own business or only for one client. Or if you're an established agency or you have multiple businesses, then you want to be able to have access to multiple sub-accounts, and so you will need the Agency Pro account, in which instance you will have additional sub-accounts like this, and you will create an individual sub-account for every business you are trying to create bots for. That is very important, because what you don't want to do is confuse the system with context. And yeah, you don't want to cross-pollinate information. Keep one business to one sub-account. So we're signing up for a Agency Pro account, and we've created our one sub-account, okay, and that sub-account is for John's Law, which is going to be a hypothetical law business that we are creating this for. And then we're going to go down to build a strategy, okay? And so the first thing we're going to do is hit create new strategy, or you may have a dummy strategy in your account when you get started, so we can just click on that one there. There's no need for us to create a new one. And we're going to name this strategy, let's call this John's Law Appointments, or this might be free consult appointments or free consultation. Okay, cool. But you want to name it something memorable that you're going to be able to recognize when you come back to later, because you might have multiple strategies running for multiple different traffic sources. We're going to give it a tag, okay, and so we're going to do free consultation. This is important because we're going to use this tag to recognize the system later. Let's say if we're going to test the AI, then we'll search for the tag first. And then we're going to select our tone. So what do we want the tone to be of this bot, okay? And this is really important to note that what we're doing here is we're building context to the AI appointment setting bot so it knows exactly what to say to people and how to act and interact. And every single business is going to have a different mentality around this. And so what I love about this tool is there's so much flexibility around how you want the bot to interact without needing any coding knowledge, without needing to be a prompt engineer. It's great. So tonality, there's a whole bunch of different options. I like to use friendly and casual. Okay, you could use, in fact, we're doing law. Maybe professional and formal would make a lot more sense. Because of this law firm, but I like to generally use friendly and casual, which it works for the most cases. And then we have, I'm just going to open this up right now. So we've got a tag, we've selected the tone. We're now going to do the adjustments. I'm just going to open this up because as you can see, the UI is getting a bit squished because I'm trying to make it do something it shouldn't. And we've got a number of different options. We have objection handling, we have qualification priority, and we have creativity. And we can choose how we want the bot to interact. So from an objection handling perspective, if we're getting objections from the lead, which is natural to happen, do we want the bot to act like Mother Teresa and be really safe and not really push back? Or do we want it to be buy or die? Now, I like using buy or die. This is how I've seen the best success from my personal strategies that I've used on the system, but it's completely dependent on the business you want to run. And at the very least, I would use top closer. I think it's very rare that you want to use Mother Teresa or the Persuader, but it's nice to have the option. But let's use top closer considering the client that we're trying to do this for. Then we have qualification priority, okay, and so what we're going to be setting is a number of qualification questions. It's all well and good generating leads, but how do we know whether they're the right kind of leads that we want? And so the system is going to qualify these leads on our behalf, okay? And if people push back, then naturally, if it's more aggressive, it's going to push back further. But let's keep it nice and balanced. And then from a creativity standpoint, we're now deciding whether or not we want the bot to go off script a little bit, or we want it to be really close to the script and our input. And in fact, for this business, for a law company, I think it's going to be pretty important we stick to the script. For a less traditional business or a less professional business, let's say like a gym, you can probably get creative or let it take the reins a little bit more. And of course, you can be testing this out to see how this impacts the results on the back end. So let's just scroll that back over, and we've done our adjustments. Now what we're going to do is generate our main prompt. Now, if you've got any kind of prompt engineering experience, you can go ahead and you can write your brief yourself. You can go write your prompt, but you don't need to. Just hit generate instructions, and we just answer a bunch of questions based on our business and what we're trying to achieve and what we want the strategy to do, and it's going to generate a prompt for us. So, describe who the AI works for. It's going to be a little bit tricky because I'm making this up on the spot, but you want to be as specific as you possibly can be. The more specific your input is, the better your output will be on the back end. State the AI objective. The goal is to handle our leads that are generated from meta ads and convert them into appointments. These leads are opting in for a free consultation offer. Okay. Disqualification criteria. The lead must have an active issue that they are wanting to be resolved or have a consult on. We don't want to book appointments with leads who are just fishing around based on hypothetical situations. Okay, next. Okay, so now we can add some more rules. So tone and style. So it's got some really nice prompts here. So let's use friendly and approachable language. I think that's going to be important. Be empathetic and understanding, definitely. And maintain a professional yet personable tone. That's really important. Okay, limit your response to a maximum of 280 characters. Yeah, definitely. We don't want these to be really long messages. Provide concise and to-the-point answers. Yep, 100%. Avoid long paragraphs and keep messages brief. Cool. Limit the use of exclamation marks. Do not overuse them. Yes, absolutely. Avoid excessive punctuation. Yes. Ensure proper spelling and grammar in all responses. I mean, yes, we can. I mean, these are all pretty great rules for us to have as default. Throw in, I'm not sure when you would not care about having proper spelling and grammar. I suppose, actually, if you were, like going back to the gym example, a much more casual business, maybe you wouldn't care about it being like really well spelled out. It'll feel more human. Because what we're doing is we're mimicking human behavior here. We're not trying to make someone feel like this is AI. We are mimicking human behavior, which is why the conversion is so high. Throw in a couple typos per conversation. That's exactly what I was just referring to with the gym. So I don't want the typos in this instance, but you know, that would work in another business. Okay, I'm gonna let it do its thing. I'm not gonna give it too many parameters on this. So you can be as detailed as you want on those. So now we've got like conversational like keywords that we want to use, so that we want to use more of. And so think about your current conversations and what you actually do. Enter an example conversation how you want the AI to speak. So if you've got previous appointment setting conversations that you've gone through manually, then you can paste those into here. I don't have that for this business, so we're not gonna do it. And then we're going to see reviews. So we've got a whole big list of rules there. We've got quite a lot of rules, and this is the prompts that we've been given, okay? Now, we're going to update the instructions and we're just going to check through this. And so now just analysing this prompt, we've got who, this is who we are, this is our objective, this is our disqualification process, this is the rule, okay? And then, of course, these are the keywords that I would say, okay? In fact, I'm probably going to get rid of those because it doesn't really stand true for this law firm specifically. I'm also going to add something here, which is I'm going to let it know specifically how I want it to confirm that we've actually won the lead. Okay, so I've added these tags here for you that you get access to if you sign up to this. You can use other tags as well, like important. This is something we've tested out and it's been great. So if you want to prioritize certain things in the prompt, important for vital information, and also using clear terms like rule, disqualification, objective, so the AI knows exactly what we're trying to achieve. So this is our basic setup, and we've done this in under 5 minutes. We are going to test this out shortly. And then, of course, you would build on this over time. So let's progress through. Let's go to the next step. And let's adjust our initial message. And so this is going to be based on what you usually send. I'm going to give you some variables. We can do custom variables as well. These are going to be based on Go High Level custom variables. So this system actually plugs into Go High Level, which is an all-in-one CRM system. It's a fantastic system. I recommend it to all agency owners and businesses in general that are generating leads. I will show you that Go High Level system in a moment so you can see it. But there are merge fields on there, and merge fields are simply our way of importing custom fields, custom pieces of information to personalize a message, okay? Now, Appointwise, I've been told by the team, are working on a solution that is going to take them out of Go High Level as well. So you're not only in the future, and by the time some of you are watching this video, this will already be the case, so bear that in mind. You're not only going to be able to plug this into Go High Level, but you'll be able to plug this into other CRM systems and virtually any system that you want to send SMS or WhatsApp, to plug it into whatever you've already got. So initial message you want to keep nice and simple. Okay, there are a number of different ways to do this. Broadly speaking, what we want is a yes/no style question. Okay, so we want it to be yes/no because we want it to be really low friction, almost an obvious question, because we want to increase and maximize the number of conversions we actually get on this message in the first place. If this is straight into qualification, then someone might be like, well, I'll just respond to that later. And so from a psychology perspective, if we get a yes or if we get a no, if we just get a response from someone, they've already committed to the conversation with us. And so then when we divert from binary and go into open-ended qualification questions, they're much more likely to get a response. And across large data, this will increase your conversion. Okay, so you can play around with this message as you like, okay, and it will depend on what you're trying to achieve, but this is the one that we're going to go for right now. Okay, so qualification questions. I'm going to add one, but I would recommend adding up to 3 qualification questions depending on how severe the need is to qualify on the service. So qualification question is going to be, have you recently had an injury you'd like to discuss, or did you opt in for future peace of mind? I'm just going to have the one question, but broadly I would have a maximum of 3 questions depending on the product or service you're trying to sell, okay? 1 to 3, you definitely want to have 1 because you're going to generate a huge amount of leads, and regardless of what happens on your opt-in form, you want to make sure that you're requalifying people. People lie on opt-in forms, and so we ensure that we've got the highest conversions on the back end. Bear in mind that the more qualification questions we have, yes, the higher quality leads we'll have, but broadly speaking, there will be more drop-off with the more questions that we give. The more barriers that there are, the more drop-off there will be. Okay, we can then also add some follow-ups. Again, I would recommend like 2 to 3 follow-ups. Let's just add 2 for now. So a little bit firmer on that second one. And then we've got our follow-ups. And so if we don't get a response, the AI is going to automatically follow up. Another thing that I can speak from experience, after hiring tens of appointment setters over the years, creating all these systems to monitor that people are actually doing their job properly, it actually turns out it's incredibly, incredibly hard to monitor that human appointment setters are following up with leads properly. And this is a huge leverage point for the majority of businesses. They don't even realize that their appointment setters are being lazy. Appointment setting is a very high turnover job, as is any entry-level sales role. And there is so much leverage in the follow-up. Here, we don't have to worry about that. There's no anxiety around whether people are doing their job properly. This is a robot doing this for us, okay? It doesn't have emotion. It isn't worried about how tired they are. It isn't worried about the long hours they're working. It's just doing what it is programmed to do, so we can be sure that we're doing a proper job and dealing with these leads effectively. Now, we are going to skip step 3 for now. Step 3 is where we decide how we actually want to book calls, okay? So are we going to go through an automated AI booking? And this is awesome. Appointwise, the bot, will read the calendar on Go High Level, so the calendar that we have created. It will look at the availability availability, and it will send over multiple available slots to the prospect and then go back and forth with them manually until they agree on a time that works for them. Now this adds such a human touch, and it's a level of personalization that we were never really able to achieve from AI previously until now, and it's just great to see. On the flip side to that, if you're not using Go High Level, if you don't want to manually go through the process of sending over times, then you can use a call to action, in which case we can just simply send a link over to the prospect. Okay, so we can send a link over to the calendar. Now, just as a side note, I have tested out Appointwise to not only book appointments, I have used it to deliver resources and even lead magnets on behalf of our clients and for ourselves as well, and it has worked extremely well. So whilst this isn't the general purpose of the system just now, you can use it and program it to deliver other links like lead magnets to prospects and so on as well, okay, which is really cool. So you don't have to use it to book appointments. Okay, so we're going to skip that for now. We're going to come back to it. We're just going to put a link, because it is going to ask us to have something in there, so we're just going to put a link there for now, and then we'll come back to it when we set this up and integrate Go High Level. And then we have step 4, which is the knowledge panel. Okay, so knowledge is all of the pre-context on our business. Okay, so who are we, what do we do, but as much pre-context as we've got. And so what I would generally recommend doing is export your website as a PDF and then upload all of that text, copy and paste all the text into here. Okay, any context documents you have on your product or service, definitely all of your frequently asked questions. What you have to remember is just because someone opted in for one thing doesn't mean they're not going to ask you about 1,000 other things that are on your website. Some people are chatty, some people are digging for information. So the more information, the more frequently asked questions you feed the bot on the strategy, the easier it is going to be able to be to adapt and to ultimately then pull someone back to booking an appointment. Because whilst the prospect is naturally going to ask additional questions, the bot is programmed to bring them back through to this one goal of booking an appointment based on the thing they opted in for in the original instance, okay? But make sure you do add frequently asked questions and company information. The more context you have, the better. So we're going to hit save. We're going to do save and test, okay? And we're just going to go back. We've got that saved there. Cool, the free consultation. Awesome. So we've added our context, we've added our frequently asked questions, we've hit save and exit, and now we can use the test AI tab to actually test this strategy. And so we can go and you can see that tag we created and why it's important to have those so we can recognize. Now we can actually have a conversation, okay? And so this is mimicking, and whilst this will deliver via SMS, it will deliver via WhatsApp. I actually recommend WhatsApp to most of you guys. We get higher conversion rates on WhatsApp, and you can do that on Go High Level. Yes. Okay. Thank you for confirming. Have you recently had an injury you'd like to discuss, or did you opt in for future peace of mind? I just got hit by a bus 5 minutes ago. I'm really sorry to hear that. It's important to seek medical attention immediately if you haven't already. Once you're safe and ready, we can discuss how we might assist you with your case. It's not even trying to book an appointment. It's recognised that someone just got hit by a bus. So instead of saying, right, let me just qualify you now, it's saying, go see a doctor and then come back to us. It's not getting commission, right? An appointment set, so we'll probably be like, oh, okay, you got hit by a bus, but are you going to book an appointment or no? Awesome. Okay, we'll just see if it recognises it. This bastard for millions. Understood. Your health is a priority right now. Once you're settled, we can arrange a free consultation to discuss your case. Please let us know when you're ready to proceed. I'm ready to proceed. Okay, great. We're going to arrange a free consultation to discuss your case in detail. Please let us know a convenient time for you and we'll get everything set up. I can do Tuesday at 4 p.m. I'll book you in for Tuesday at 4 p.m. for your free consultation. Awesome. Lead complete. Great. Now, we haven't set a calendar, so it isn't going to send us suggested times, and it isn't going to say, oh, no, we can't do that. Can you do another time? But we are going to set that up in a moment. I'm just going to throw this a curveball, and I'm just going to say, how many other clients have you worked with? Now, we haven't given this context, and so let's see what it comes back with. We've been practicing for 30 years. We gave that. I forgot about that. And we have a great local reputation. We've helped many clients with injury cases. We can discuss about your experience during your consultation. Awesome. Perfect diversion. Love it. Yeah, this is great. I'm going to show you this in practice. Some real life conversations are going on as well. We can also trigger a follow-up if we want to, although there's actually no need to do that because we've already booked in that consultation. And we also we're not having the test lead right now, so it isn't importing the name. This isn't a test account, so that's why the field is coming up. Just want to check if you received this. Awesome. Love it. So we tested that out, and now of course if we did want to adjust this, we can go back to our strategies, we can then go ahead and we can click this and we can add some instructions. If there's something that we didn't like, okay, then we can go back and we can add to that and we can adjust it, and that's the key, right? Treat this like a sales script. There's always got to be iterations. If you don't like something, iterate it, test the data, see how it's looking, and then go from there. Cool. So we've now got our bot set up. How are we going to go ahead and actually integrate this and use it with Go High Level? So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to integrations. We're going to confirm and exit. And what we're going to do is we're going to connect our Go High Level account. And so I'm going to log into my account right now. Okay, we're going to log in. Now, whilst we're waiting for that, for those of you that have been living under a rock for the last few years and don't know what Go High Level is, it is an all-in-one management system. It's a CRM system that is built for agency owners and businesses that have any kind of need for lead generation. And so the idea of High Level is they have absorbed tons of other businesses, and so tools like ClickFunnels, any kind of website builder, any kind of pipeline management, any kind of automation tool, they've brought it all into one, even your calendar on the system, and so it's an all-in-one lead management software, okay? And we couldn't live without it in our agency, and if you're a modern agency, you absolutely should be using this or another alike system, okay? And so I will put a link in the description. You can sign up to a trial on High Level as well, and you can go ahead and you can use this for free. So after you watch this video, you can go and implement these tools for free for a couple of weeks before you even have to pay a penny to them, okay? So when we have logged into the account, what we're going to do is we're going to set the sub account. I think I've already made one, so let's just go and find that. John's Law. So that is the relevant account. And we're going to go ahead, and we've got that account connected. We're going to go back over to our integrations and just make sure that's set up. And we have connected our High Level account. That's great. Now what we're going to do is we're going to import what's called the snapshot. Now a snapshot is essentially like a copy and paste settings. So it's Appointwise's settings for Go High Level that you can import on your Go High Level account. So you've got all of the automations that you could possibly need ready to go on your account, okay? So we're clicking that link. We're doing yes, import now. Now, ignore that there is a just close logo there. This would usually have a Go High Level logo, but in this instance, I have actually changed the logo. You can white label the High Level software, which is great. If you want to know more about High Level, I'll put a link in the description for a full High Level setup guide, so you can check that out in your own time as well. Cool, so we now have the snapshot, and what we're going to do is we are going to make sure that we assign this snapshot to what is called our sub account. Okay, so we can go on sub accounts. And sub-accounts on Go High Level are the accounts that we have for individual businesses. Okay, so for our individual clients, let's say. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to click these buttons here. We're going to go Manage Client. And now we're going to import this snapshot so we've got all the information that we want. So we're then going to go Actions, I believe. We're going to go Load Snapshot. We're going to select the snapshot, first of all. There you go, Appointwise 6.0. And then we're going to go select all, so all the things that we want to have. We're going to check for conflicts, and then we are going to proceed. Okay, this might take a little minute because there are a few things that are going to set up on the account. Okay, and we're going to click OK to that. And then what we're then going to do is hit switch to sub account, and we're going to open up our Go High Level sub account so we can actually get this finalized. It's going to be nice and quick for us. Let's just check these things have already imported. We're going to go down to our sub-account settings, okay? And we are going to create a new custom value. So we're going to go down to custom values. And obviously the user interface is a bit squished right now because we're condensing everything. But we are going to create a new custom value, okay, called a Appointwise API key. In fact, we don't even need to do that because if okay, so there is actually... Let's edit that custom value. So there is actually now that's already been imported onto the system by Appointwise, which is great. So they've already updated their snapshot from the time that I set this up on my end. Okay, and that is one thing I do love about the team there, which is why I'm so bullish on working with these guys, is how fast they're developing. They're just growing this thing at a ridiculous rate, which I love to see. And I'll always back a company that is spearheading an industry that's really leading from the front with a new technology. All right. Okay, so we've added our API key. This is our way to connect both tools. And now we're going to edit Appointwise error notification. Okay, so we can go ahead and we can edit this. Now, this, I'm not going to actually do this because it's not necessary for me. But this is where we put our email. This is where you put your email. So you get notified when there are errors with the automation so you know to come in and fix them. And then also an optional step is Appointwise lead owner, okay? And this notification you would then set to maybe your client's email address, and this is going to send updates to this email address when you win a lead, okay? So when you convert them into an appointment, or of course if you lose them, okay? So we can set up push notifications from the system based on what is actually happening. Cool. So now that's literally all we have to do on the high level side. The final thing that we need to do is go over to Appointwise. Client ID is something that we want to transfer as well. So we want to take client ID, we're going to go and just on go high level, and this client ID section, we're going to hit this, and we are going to do, we're going to edit custom value, and we're going to do the value there as well. Okay, so we're going to update that. Cool. So we'll let that do its thing. We're going back to Appointwise. We're now going to finish setting this up. So if we go on AI strategies, we can go on our strategy, we can go over to booking, and we're going to do automated AI booking. But for us to do that, we need to have a calendar on our Go High Level account. So we're going to go over to calendars, and we are going to hit create calendar. And we're going to do, let's say, a personal meeting, and so this is a one-to-one, or we can do a round robin if we've got multiple team members and we want to assign it randomly to other people. Okay, you can do group bookings and so on as well, so it depends on what you're trying to do. And we're going to call this free consultation. We're going to assign it to myself. Okay, we don't actually have a team member. Okay, so we're actually going to have to do that as well. So let's just do my staff. If you just follow the things I'm going through in this video, it's going to be everything that you need, at least, to get set up initially. Okay, so let's hit save. We've got that user, that's great. Let's go over to calendars. Let's create a calendar. Let's do a personal booking. Third time lucky. Select a team member. There he is. And we can change the slug. So this is what the URL looks like. Okay. Very good. Meeting duration might want to be 1 hour, for example. The times, and we can set the schedule of those meetings. Of course, you want to set these schedules yourself. Okay, and now we've got the link. Okay, so now we have the meeting book link. Okay, and we're going to close that. Now, one thing I would recommend you doing is going over to connections. And I would recommend you connecting, if you go over to, in fact, we can do that on integrations, I would recommend you logging in with your Google account, okay? Because if you've got conflicting events through another calendar, then you want to make sure that the high-level system is reading those events so it knows not to double book you, okay? So log in with your Google account. You're then going to assign your Google Calendar, and then you're going to be good to go. Okay, so let's go back over to where we're at. We're going to select the relevant calendar, so we're going to go over to Appointwise, free consultation, there we go. And then we're going to do a test customer ID. So we want to have a test account. So this is where we're going to be able to test the appointments that we're booking. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a contact. So we're going to go over to contacts on Go High Level. We're going to hit new, and we're going to call this test man. And we've got testman@gmail.com. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit save. Now, when we click on this contact, we're going to get the contact ID. So this is what we've got here. The contact ID is the code at the end of the URL. Okay, and so that's our test. Okay, so we're going to put that there. Now we're going to hit save and exit, and then we're going to do save and test. Okay, and then we can go onto there. We can start a conversation. Cool. If we wanted to do a custom booking, all we'd need to do is just go over to AI strategies, go on to free consultation, go on to booking, then we do use a call to action. We just enter the link there instead. So that would be our manual call booking. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, now we're good to go. Okay, now the final thing that I'm going to do is just validate that our automation has set up properly, and I'm just going to run you through what the automations actually do on a high level, just so you can understand more about how the system works on the back end. So we're going to go on automation, we're we're going to go on AI Companion, and then here we have a number of different automations, okay, and these are kind of like if this then that style automations, similar to any kind of multi-stage conditional logic automations. If you use Zapier, if you used Make before, then you'll be able to get an understanding of them. Okay, so step one is just making sure that we have our correct triggers set, okay, so the bot knows when to trigger. Step two is when we want to actually apply the strategy. Step 3 is generating a response to someone who's responded. Step 4 is sending that message. Step 5 is the sending the follow-ups. Okay, so we've got automation for sending the follow-ups that we've got on the system itself. Okay, so here we've got a number of different, like, it's a very big automation. And you don't have to play around with any of this, okay? You don't want to play around with any of this, okay? If you want to, you can go ahead and you can go on the Appointwise website, you can go in the masterclass, and you can go ahead and you can watch some of the advanced lessons, and you will understand more about these automations in the back end. But for 99.9% of you people watching this right now, for what you want to achieve, you don't need to play around with this. We're going to click on step 3, and we're going to test out whether or not this is actually functioning. So we're going to click on the first step of this automation. We're going to scroll down, and we're going to go down to test again, okay? And then we can select the contact to test it with, send test request, success request, okay? There's an issue for whatever reason, and you can't figure out what it is, and scroll down to the bottom of this page, and you opt into this guide, click book onboarding call, and the Appointwise guys will help you out. Or just go down into Help Center, or get support here, or go into the chat. There are a number of different ways you can contact the guys. They've got such a great support team, they will help you out. But if you follow the instructions I've gone through, you're going to have success, and there'll be no issue there. Okay, so now we know everything is working. The final step that we have is to go back and test the strategy. As I've said to you, and you can do this on Appointwise, go and test for a good couple of hours. Make sure you're going through a number of different variables to make sure your questions work, to make sure the follow-ups work, to make sure everything is in order as you want it to be before you go ahead and actually launch this campaign. Now, that is how we set up our first appointment setting bot. It is really that simple. But now I'm going to show you this in practice. I want to show you this with some real active clients and just the power of this system. So let me just log into an account. So here's some data from a real client account over the past few months. Okay, and you can see they have generated 1,300 leads, 45% meetings booked. Okay, that's mental. That's a huge amount. Again, definitely not typical, I would say. And only 7% opt-out rate, 63% response rate, because that speed to lead is so high. So great data on the back end of this account. The client is extremely happy. I'll just show you just one of the conversations so you can see what's actually going down here. So we're going to have to blur out a bunch of the information because it is confidential. This is a real client. So the first message, and I've scrolled down a little bit so it doesn't show the client's name. It says, hey, like, Monica is the name of this person. It's me from this business. Like, I saw you opted in for a form on Facebook for one of our services. What are you interested in? And they sent over a screenshot, this special. And the bot was fine with that. Like, sure, we have a few specials. Are you interested in weight loss, fat freezing, or laser hair removal? Weight loss, please. And then they're like, cool, this is the perfect thing for you. This is how much it costs. Do you want more details? Yes. And then they asked about something else. And so it came back to lemon bottle injections are this. This is what they do. Are you interested? Yes, please. What does it entail? Well, now it gave them information on what exactly it entailed. Well, what about this solution? So the prospect is throwing back all these things. Well, that does X, Y, Z, okay? And then they're like, how many injections does it include? How fast does the result? This is for a med spa clinic or aesthetics clinic, as you haven't already established. And it's going back with even more stuff. Okay, this is the thing. And then it goes back with a little follow-up off the back of it. And they're going back on the questions, and they're like, what days are you open? These are the days we're open. How long does the session last? Well, this is how long it lasts. I live here. Are you close to that? Yes, we are. This is our address. Okay, please, can I book a time for 4:30? I can't do Thursday. Yes, absolutely. Here you can book a time with this link. Okay, with this client specifically, at this time, they were using booking links, and they're like, cool, thank you for your assistance. I'll book tomorrow once I've had my appointments booked, and they're open in front of me. Have a great further evening. It doesn't get simpler than that, and we're responding within 1 minute every single time, like someone is intently going back to them, asking all their questions, dealing with all the objections, going through all of the stuff about the product and how it works, and telling them how far away we are. It's got all the information in hand. There's no lag between an appointment set and it asks the business owner, oh, whereabouts are we based, or what are the times we're open, or what's the information on this product. It has all of the knowledge and is ready trained, and we can build a system like this in under an hour. I mean, this video is, give or take, probably under an hour by the time we actually publish this. And you can do this for your business, for your clients, and you can start increasing your open rate, increasing the amount of money you make for your clients, and therefore increasing the money you make for yourself. And this is only the beginning. I dread to think where Appointwise is going to be in 3 to 6 months from now. So click the link in the description, get the quick start guide, sign up to a free trial, get involved, have fun, and subscribe for more. I'll see you soon. Cheers.